Tuesday morning, March 10th, everybody. Corona update. Haven't done one for a couple days. Weekends, I generally do different things. Take a look at the numbers here real quick. 114,285 cases worldwide now. Eclipsed 4,000 deaths. You see there at 4,009 and 62,841 recovered. Take a look at the numbers here by country, and I made sure to archive this earlier in the day because I was having trouble when I archive it late at night, like the numbers wouldn't be reflective, it wouldn't be showing the numbers. So I got to it earlier in the day. There you see Italy though, that's the one that jumps out. 1,797 new cases today and nearly 100 deaths. So in light of that, there's something I'll get to shortly, and maybe you've heard about the news out of Italy, but take a look at the other countries here. China, look at this. 4 new cases they're claiming. 4 new cases and 1 death. Do you really believe that? 1 death out of their almost 19,000 cases? 4 new cases? I don't know. I'm at a loss for that. So what are we going to get tomorrow? No new cases? Okay, so all right, I'm getting off of that real quick. So look at South Korea. Looks like they slowed a little bit. Iran's picking up. Almost 600 new cases. France, a couple hundred. But look at Spain. Spain's really picking up. 557. Germany looks like it's starting to take off. The US, it's starting to take off. Look at all these countries here. Japan, Switzerland, UK, Netherlands, Sweden, Belgium, Europe, everywhere. Norway, even Singapore's jumping up a little. Austria. It's really starting to take hold everywhere. And with that, let me show you a quick video. I was actually in a neighborhood Walmart today, and I took a short video of what I saw there. I'll show that to you, and then I took a photo. So take a look at those real quick. All right, so what you saw there is the photo was actually just of the rice area. It looked like everybody had wiped out all the 5 and 10 pound bags of the low end brand, like the Mahatma rice or whatever. They had wiped out the bottom shelf of the rice, but the thing that was funny was that there were smaller bags available, like 1 pound bags, 2 pound bags. A lot of brown rice was available. And then they had some more like jasmine rice type that was available. I'm like, what's the difference? There were huge 5 pound bags of that. I'm like, that stuff tastes the same as the white rice. It's funny, we just went in there to do some grocery shopping because we needed stuff, and I just happened to need rice. And I figured something was going to be up with the rice aisle, and like I said, you saw there in the photo. But I was able to get a couple bags of brown rice, a couple bags of white rice. So in the video though, that's the toilet paper aisle, completely wiped out. There were actually just 4 packs of like great value Walmart toilet paper rolls. They were like $1 for like 4 rolls. So when I was standing there, I was getting ready to shoot the video, and then a guy came up and actually started grabbing some. And I was like, wait. I was like, hold up, he can't grab all of these. I have to shoot my video first. It turns out he actually only grabbed 2 of them. I was surprised he actually left a couple on the shelf. So when I was done shooting my video, I walked away, and then I came back because I wanted to see if they were gone. And then a guy had come over and he takes a look at the shelf, and he kind of picks up one of the things of toilet paper, and he grabs it and he puts it back down, right? And then I happen to be walking that way, and he walks by me and he makes eye contact with me, and he's shaking his head and he's like, unbelievable. And I was just kind of chuckling. And then I also saw a young couple there that came up right after him, and they were looking at it like, what is that? It's like they'd never seen a great value roll of toilet paper before. I'm like, come on, you're in a Walmart. Don't act like your butt's too good for the cheap stuff. But that was the thing that was funny about the guy was he came looking for toilet paper, right? And there was toilet paper. I mean, it may not be much of toilet paper, but if there's 2 on the shelf, you would think if he really needed the toilet paper, he would have just went ahead and grabbed it. I don't know. Had I needed toilet paper, maybe I would have grabbed it. Anyway, let's get into this though. You saw the numbers out of Italy. Stuff's jumping off. It's going crazy over there. Actually got some relatives that live in the southern part of Italy, in the Sicily region. So I'll talk about that in the coming days. I'll get some information out of there. They actually own a restaurant there. They're talking about how traffic's been down big time. So I'll talk to them, get some more information, and kind of talk about it in my video. You see here, live blog, coronavirus updates live. World markets tumble and all of Italy goes on lockdown. Now, first of all, with the market tumbling earlier, and we're talking about on Monday, a lot of people try to attribute it to coronavirus, but we've seen the market fluctuate, especially the past week. You saw it right up 1,000 one day, down 700, up 600, down another 7. So it was fluctuating back and forth. But the main thing a lot of people were saying related to the oil and the markets was Saudi Arabia launching their price war over the weekend, which is what caused the markets to tumble so drastically on Monday. That's just what people are saying. It's not like I know. Trying to attribute it to Corona, kind of like the more amateur market type individuals, that may not be an accurate portrayal. Try to tie it to Corona. In response to what happened to the market yesterday, I had just read that Trump came out and he's floating this idea of cutting payroll taxes as a way to try to make up for the economics of the coronavirus. Will that have any impact? Who knows? But I saw that the futures market, at this point when I'm shooting this is early in the morning on Tuesday morning, but the futures market's looking up about 700 points right now. The market likes that news. We'll see how individuals digest it. Yeah, so again, Trump's floating that payroll tax decrease as a way to kind of spur the economy because, let's be honest, he has to do something. His reaction hasn't been the greatest so far, and I get how he doesn't want to overreact, but you got to do something to kind of get the confidence of the American worker and workers in general around the world. So you got to do something. We'll see where this goes and see what he comes up with. Now let's just cover a couple little things Corona related real quick. Just again, to follow up in my video from a few days ago, just things that are going on around the world. Pearl Jam postponing tour because of coronavirus. Who gives a who's Pearl Jam? Are they still around? Look at them. They actually had a tweet here. As residents of the city of Seattle, we've been hit hard, blah, 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 our kids' schools, blah, blah, blah. Okay, who cares? Pearl Jam, who are they? Who knows? I'm just having fun. Hopefully there are no Pearl Jam fans watching this video because I know if I get some thumbs down. Oh God, Pearl Jam, you suck. 31 out of 35 patients at a life care nursing home in Washington state tested positive for the coronavirus. So whoever those 4 were that were lucky to not get it, yeah, I mean, they've got to be definitely counting their blessings right now. So now if we read down here in the first paragraph, it said that long-term facility in Washington state was linked to multiple deaths in the coronavirus outbreak and announced on Monday, is what we said, 31 out of 35 had tested positive. Multiple deaths there, tons of people testing positive. Old folks home, we probably see a few more deaths out of that, unfortunately. Further goes on to say here, down a little bit lower, the facility's waiting on the results of another 20 residents. So every resident's been tested, so it looks like it's a small facility. This is just a headline, a Trumpian thing to do. Trump walks away while asked if he had been tested for coronavirus. It's Trump. What'd you think he was going to do if he ever does get tested? I could see him doing something, just being Trump, where he feigns a cough or something like that, just to mess with people, not realizing that it's in poor taste, because that's Trump. That's what he does, right? That's why some people love him, some people hate him. So let's see what else is going on. Again, more from the sports world. MLB, MLS, NHL, and NBA announced new rules on locker room access amid coronavirus. And basically what it said there was they're limiting access to only essential personnel. So right here, all team locker rooms and clubhouses will be open only to players and essential employees of teams and team facilities until further notice. It said above Florida declared a state of emergency. It looks like Iowa has as well. I don't know why they'd wait till the cases reached 8. Why didn't you do it when the cases were at 1? It's just kind of like a interesting thing, like an obligatory thing about like when do you do it? Why not do it right away? What number? Is there some number you have to hit? But anyway, that's just what's going on in the world today. Things are really picking up. I didn't think there'd be as many individuals in my area that were kind of making a run on the supermarket in terms of the items like toilet paper and stuff like that, but it was interesting to see that it's not even touched this area, but individuals are still out there. You know, panic being what it is. One other thing I forgot to mention was there was also a woman in that Walmart, and she was in there, she was on the water aisle, and she was like ripping open these boxes, like cardboard boxes of bottled water, the big, you know, whatever gallon jug they are. What is it, 1 gallon, 2 gallons? Probably 2 gallon jug. She was ripping open the cardboard box. Like, what is she doing? She's just tearing that thing up by hand. She ended up taking like 10 bottles of water with her. And guess which ethnicity she was? The place that started it all. So that's why we were kind of laughing. We're like, man, this woman from the country that started it all, and she's in here ripping up the boxes, tearing up, taking all the water. So it was pretty interesting. We were just sitting there watching her while she was doing it. And unfortunately, that's the one thing I should have got on camera. I did get the aisle on camera, but it would have been great to get that on camera because it was interesting. She was just this little woman, like 5'2", and she's in there just tearing open the water. What made it kind of funny was that there was actually bottled waters that were out. They were out there. They were unpackaged already. Afterwards, we were sitting there and I was like, I wonder why she went to the extremes to rip open these boxes and take all the bottles out. And then I was like, what does she think? That these bottles are any more fresh than the other bottles of water that are sitting on the shelves? That's what's going on around where I live and around the world. I don't know what it's like where you're at, and if you've done anything out there. Like I said, I just went out and picked up some groceries because I needed some things. People, obviously, like I've said before, do some basic prep stuff, pick up extra rice, some extra beans, extra fish or canned goods, just to have it on hand. You don't want to overdo it, but you never know. You don't want to be caught without, or you don't want to be caught in a situation where, as I said in my other video, some idiot tries to fight you over the last roll of toilet paper or the last bottled water. Just take precautions with your stuff. And I was joking with some friends over the weekend about this. You know, we were all talking about Corona, obviously, and I was like, I don't know why these people are going for the water. I said, every time I turn on my tap, water comes out. And so one of my buddies was like, well, what if they cut off the water supply? And I'm like, well, I said, if we ever get to the point in the US where they cut off the water supply, then that means that there's probably tens, hundreds of millions dead by then, and we're in big trouble. And then he's like, well, what about toilet paper? I said, I live 2 miles from the ocean. I said, I'll figure it out. You know, kind of joking around. But to me, if something ever jumped off, I'd be the type that would rather have the food in the freezer or in the fridge than be concerned about water and toilet paper and other things like that. But that's just me. So again, as always, guys and girls, thanks for watching the video, and just be safe out there. Take the basic precautions. Don't let fear get the best of you like it does with some of these individuals today. I was out there. I could see the fear in these cowards' faces. I can see it. And those are the individuals that panic, and those are the individuals that get in trouble in situations like this. And when things get worse, we'll see where it goes. Now, I know individuals watching these videos were more informed, and we're better than that. Just make sure you don't come across any of these individuals, the deer in the headlights people, scary when they're out there. All right, so take it easy, everybody, and be safe.